Afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me? Thanks, Haley. Kim, good to see you. I didn't think you could come.
I said I could probably come. I've changed things round.
Oh, right, okay.
That's right, it's quiet, it's mine. I won't be back. I'll be back in a minute, Trace.
Okay. Could you do us a favour? If you haven't done it already, call Citadel, you're fine. But the others, please could you right click on your name and just add on to your name where you're from? It just makes it easier for new people joining, please. You just right click on your name, it should give you a rename. And if you just want to add on where you're from. Thank you, Michaela. Farah, Pam?
Morning, Tracy. Afternoon, Tracy, sorry.
You silly morning, Farah.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my phone. Sorry.
Oh, right. Okay.
I've got lots of people joining me today. I've got Abby, our new coordinator, and we've got Caltha, who's a student.
Well, you've got a crowd. It's Rent-a-Mob. It's Rent-a-Mob over there in Pendle East, isn't it?
Well, just put me on because I'm bonniest.
Of course, Pam, of course.
How are you, Tracy? Are you well?
I am very well, thank you, Pam.
Oh, good. Good to see you back.
Thank you. I would say it's good to be back. It's good to see you all. Hi, Katie. I've just been saying, everyone, if you haven't done it already, would you right click on your name and just where it says rename, just click on that and just put where you're from, if you can. It just makes it easier for new people joining. Please, most of you have got it on anyway. I'll just give people another couple of minutes. And then we'll start the party. Hope you're all well. It was sunny. It's now clouded over here in Burnley. I don't know what it's like over there in Pendle. Is it like, Pam? Blue skies?
No, it's a bit cloudy, but it's still nice. And I think it's not raining.
This is true. We've got to be thankful for small mercies, haven't we?
Yes, we do. It's amazing when you wake up in the morning and it's not raining. You're like, yeah.
And then we'll be crying when all our flowers are drying up and all our veg is drying up because we need some rain, won't we? We're never happy, are we, in this country?
I don't think we'll not have rain that long for everything to dry up.
I don't think so. Apparently it's supposed to absolutely throw it down either Wednesday or Thursday. So make the most of it, folks. We'll need our wellies on Wednesday or Thursday.
They will.
So for those of you that's just joined, and it's wonderful to see so many of you here, I've just been saying, if you right click on your name, if you haven't done already, and just where it says rename, click on that and just put where you're from. It just makes it easier for new people joining. Thank you. For those of you that heard me say that about 5 million times now, I'm very sorry. I am going to say it again though. Fabulous. Okay, I'll let people in as they arrive, as usual. But I'll launch straight in if that's okay with everyone, because I don't want to keep anyone longer than we have to. So on the agenda, I'm really sorry it's late. It was my fault entirely. Totally went out my mind last week. So I'm really sorry that you've only got the agenda this morning. So on the agenda, it says future plans. Catherine and Kim and I had a meeting last week. Just a quick catch up because I've come back and we just needed a catch up because we've been doing this now for quite some time, the People of Pendle. We just needed to see if we needed to refresh or anything. So one of the things we wanted to ask you all, and all I need is a nod or a yes or a thumbs up or whatever. I'm not going to ask everybody individually, but how would you feel about meeting face to face? Yes, I'm getting thumbs up, I'm getting nods and things. Right, great stuff. So how often would you like to meet? So would it be, I mean, we can't meet every month face to face, but if we could meet once, twice a year, maybe every quarter, what do you think? Twice a year, shall we say?
Yeah.
Twice a year. Okay, we're saying twice a year. Great.
I wondered, Tracy, is there any scope in having something in between, like having? I know Lorna sends out regular emails, doesn't she? But maybe a newsletter or something just to keep everyone posted, because these monthly meetings are really helpful just to keep updated with what's going on. And
I meant to keep on the monthly meetings online, but just the face-to-face ones would be once, twice a year. That's all. Sorry, I didn't explain myself properly. Sorry, Jill. I didn't explain myself properly. So so the face-to-face will be just twice a year, but every month we'd still meet like this, other than if it were a face-to-face. Yeah. The other thing that I was going to say is we have no funding for this at all. That's why we do it online. So if anybody's got a venue to offer, please do email me or Lorna, and we'll sort a venue out. We can rustle up some tea, coffee and biscuits. We can do it like a Jacob's Joint if anybody wants to bring the lunch or the breakfast or whatever they'd like to bring. That's great. We're hoping to do the first one at Briarfield Library. And I'm going to, Catherine's been asked to kind of sort that out. So hopefully we'll Kim, have you heard anything from Catherine?
No, because it was Dementia Awareness Week last week, so I know we were busy with that. So she will get onto it and she'll find out soon. Yeah,
fab. So hopefully, from, did we say next month, Kim?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the June meeting we'll see each other face to face. Now make sure you've got your hair done. I've got all your clothes on, because some of you I can only see this bit. So I'm assuming you've got your pajamas on under there. So make sure you've got all your clothes on and your shoes. Your shoes are important. We don't want anybody hurting themselves. So that'll be good. Everybody will meet in person. And the other question that I'd like to ask is, would you like it to be just an hour, or would you like it a little bit longer for face to face? An hour and a half, maybe. Yeah.
I think an hour and a half.
An hour and a half.
Face to face.
I'm getting nods. Yeah. Thanks, Peter.
Network then, can't we?
Yeah. Okay. And the running order, similar to this, but a little bit more networking at the end. Would that be all right with everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting thumbs up. Brill. That's all is that all my homework I had to do, Kim? I think it were, weren't it?
I think you've remembered more than me. So.
Yeah, I don't think I wrote it down. Thank you for that, everybody. So we'll launch straight in. So Sanam, you're first on the agenda. So I'm not sure whether, have you got a presentation, or would you just like to talk us through it?
I'm just going to talk you through it because the presentation is far too long and it's quite detailed, and I usually present that to GP practices because it's got all the processes and everything. So it's just an overview around the breast screening. So my name is Sanam Taj, and I work for East Lancashire Hospitals, and I'm the Awareness and Uptake Officer for breast cancer screening. So breast cancer screening is offered to ladies between the ages of 50 up to the age of 71. It's a 3-year cycle, so they get invited every 3 years. The first invite for ladies goes out from between the ages of 50 up to the age of 53. How we work in East Lancashire is a 3-year cycle based on GP practice. So hence why I'm speaking today at the meeting, and I'm grateful that you've given me the opportunity, because we're actually screening a number of GPs from the Pendle area. So just to give you a bit of background, when it comes to breast screening is an asymptomatic service. So it's for women that are well. So it's not there as a symptomatic service. It's basically inviting well women to come for their screening, to have a mammogram, which is basically 4 x-rays, 2 x-rays from one side of the breast, 2 from the other, just to find out or to investigate if there's any changes in the breast that would indicate the start of cancer. So the whole point of cancer screening around breast screening is to pick it up at a very early stage, so that it can be treated at a very early stage, because the outcomes are a lot more successful. So in terms of screening across East Lancashire, the service area that we cover, we have very good uptake, we have very poor uptake, and we have okay uptake. And Pendle falls into them categories. We have some really good uptake with some GP practices, and unfortunately not so good uptake in others. So that's where my role comes in, to really promote it out in the community as much as possible, linking with various services. Let yourselves know as well. So if you have that cohort of eligible women within your service, you can promote that as well. So just to let you know that we are screening at the moment, and ladies from Dr. Jahangir's practice at Yarn Spinners, and also Pendle View Medical Centre, they're currently being invited, and they've been invited to Burnley General Hospital, which is the main department. We started screening there around about the end of April, and it will finish in July. So if you come across any lady who potentially is registered with those practices, if you can just prompt them, just to ask them if they have been invited for the screening, and just to encourage them to attend. When they get invited for screening, the letter contains the date, appointment, and the location, so it's all there. Because we're local to the area, we usually find that the uptake is quite good as well. So if there's any opportunities there for you to actually promote that, that would be brilliant. But then we are going to be moving our mobile screening van, which is currently in Blackburn, to Padiham. So it'll be the Padiham group practice that are going to be invited, and that's from mid-June until mid-July as well. So again, if you're within that area, if you work within that area, if you've got any groups in that area, if you can just promote it there as well. We do give ladies an opportunity to actually rearrange their appointments if the appointment that they initially get sent out doesn't work for them. So if they can't make it and they haven't attended, do encourage them to get in contact with our department, and we'll be able to book them another appointment as well. So we're giving them lots of opportunities to actually attend as much as possible. If there are any groups that you work with out in the community that you think are would benefit from me coming out to and speaking to them, by all means, just send me an email. I'm on the emailing list, and I think Lorna has kindly put me on the contact list. Just send me an email and I'll be able to come out as well. And if there's any events coming up as well, by all means, give me a shout. So that's really where I'm at from the breast screening side of things.
Thanks, Sanam. Just to add to that, as some of you already know, but I've just come back to work after 4 months off. I got diagnosed with breast cancer in October, and I noticed that one of my breasts just looks a little bit different. I went for a mammogram. So I went for a mammogram. It wasn't picked up on the mammogram. However, if you notice anything different, that's what I wanted to add, Sanam. If you notice anything different, please do go to your GP. Mine was caught really early, and as you can see, I'm here, living proof that, you know, if it's caught really early, you can be really well. I'm not saying it wasn't, it was easy, because it really wasn't. I had a really difficult time. However, I'm back at work, I'm well, I'm healthy, and it was all because it was found early. So please do encourage people to go for the mammograms, encourage people to check themselves, because it is really worth it. So I won't go into too much more, I get a bit emotional. So thank you, Sanam. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So next
Tracy,
on the agenda is...
Tracy, sorry, can I just ask a question? Just in terms of the mobile screening unit, Sanam, you were mentioning about that. I thought there was discussion at some point about having that mobile unit in Pendle. So rather than expecting patients to go to Burnley, they'd be able to access the mobile unit in communities in Pendle. So I understand that that they were looking at the Cone Health Centre and also Barnalswick as potential venues for that screening van. Has that happened? Are there any
I
developments?
really couldn't tell you about that because our manager's actually left the service now, so I couldn't give you an update with that. And I'm not actually involved in the logistics around the mobile screening van. I think one of the things with the mobile screening van, people think it's a very easy thing to actually move from area to area. It's very difficult because we've got a lot of things that we need to have in place beforehand to actually site it in a certain area. The little conversation that I had with my manager before she left was that there was some talk. How that's progressed, I wouldn't be able to tell you, and I don't think I have that inside information, if you like. Anything progresses, by all means, we will let everybody know. But yeah, I couldn't give you any more information with regards to that.
Okay, so who do we need to speak to just about looking at the potential for having the mobile unit in Pendle? Is someone now in post? If you say that you manage.
No, there's persons coming in post in July.
Okay.
So I can give you our generic email, so you're more than welcome to email on that. And once that person's got their email set up, I'm sure it'll get forwarded to them.
Okay.
But yeah, I won't be able to give you any more because I was at part and parcel of those conversations, so I won't be able to give you that information really.
Okay, that's helpful. Thank you.
Anyone else got any questions for Sanam? Sorry, I got a bit carried away with myself then, Jill. No. Oh, Steve.
Just a quick one, Sanam. Have you got any like a timetable I can have a look at? I know you said you were over around Padiham and that, but it's just in case I get someone I can signpost.
So when it comes to our timetable, we get batches sent from NHS England with all the patients that are eligible, and they can move. So if I was to give you a timetable now, it might not stand in a couple of months' time. I can give you a rough estimate of where we're going to be, but it won't be an actual true reflection of that.
No,
so
that's
we
fine.
know definitely, because we're pulling off these batches of patients now, I can let you know exactly where we are in the coming months that we are in Padiham then. But then it just depends on the batches that come through. It's a very technical thing that I'm not involved in, thankfully. One of my colleagues is, but I can give you a rough estimation, but it won't be a true reflection.
No, that's fine. Thank you. It's just to make people aware that you're around, that's all. Thank you.
Well, hopefully with the opportunity with meeting face to face and obviously with these, I'll pop in and let the group know, and I'll update you as I go along anyway. So that's why I'm coming here now, to let you know that we are going to be around the area. And then after that, it's looking like Hyndburn. Once I'm back in this area again, I'll pop into the group and update yourselves. Cheers.
Fab. Thank you, Sanam. Anyone else got any questions? No? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Sanam.
You're welcome,
Steve,
thank you.
Steve, over to you. You're next.
All right, okay. Thank you. I do have a bit of a presentation, but I'll just forward it you, Tracy, because most people now know who I am. So just for those who've not met me before, my name's Stephen Walmsley. I'm the engagement team leader for Healthwatch Lancashire. My area of responsibility is East Lancashire as well. So the Healthwatch is a statutory organisation that's funded by Lancashire County Council, aimed at working with members of the public and services to steer improvement. We do this in several different ways. We do a lot of community-based engagement. So I've been to groups that PAM's run, and I go to Active Lancashire, Pendle Yes Hub, every now and again to have a chat with people about what it's like to use doctors and hospitals and other services. The other side of the work we do is what we call enter and view visits. So we go to a service with one of our volunteers who is a member of the public, and we speak with patients and staff about what it's like to use that particular place. So picking on you again, Pam, we did Richmond Hill about 18 months ago now, and we went with a member of the public, talked to staff, talked to patients, and we did make some recommendations about, things that could be changed. the big thing I was going to talk to everybody about today was we do a lot of project work, and we're in the planning stages of planning a project to do with the experience that disabled people have accessing different services, not just healthcare services, but social care services in and around Lancashire. We are looking at setting up a steering group in the next couple of weeks to get people either with lived experience or experience of supporting people with living with disabilities to help us shape the project to make sure that it's got a good focus and it's going to be an impactful piece of work. What I'll do is I'll drop my email address in the chat, and if you or you know someone who would want to have some input in a piece of work like this, just give me an email and we'll see what we can do. The main thing we're doing at the moment is scoping out what range of things we want to look at, because as you know, you can pick a project and it's this wide, and we're trying to make sure that it's focused and impactful. So I'm open to all suggestions. But yeah, that was pretty much it, really, in terms of that. We've just finished a piece of work looking at the experience of carers, which we're going to be putting into a video next week and sharing with different partners like the ICB and LCC and other local councils to showcase what it's like to be a carer in Lancashire at the moment, particularly if you're looking after someone living with dementia or another neurological condition. So when that's published, I'll share that on here as well. But that was pretty much it. If anyone's got any questions or wants to get in touch, yeah.
Thanks, Steve. Anyone got any questions for Steve? Okay. All right. Thanks, Steve.
It's all right. I'll put my email address in the chat and then get in touch if need be. Thank you.
Yeah, just a reminder as well that everybody gets sent out the membership detail, the members' contact details every month by our Lorna. So everybody that's on here, all their contact details are on that contact sheet. It's all about making those connections, isn't it? So next, David from Pendle Yes Hub.
Good afternoon, Tracy. Afternoon, everybody. Yes, my name is Dave Marshall, and I work for Active Lancashire. I'm the project lead for the Pendle Yes Hub in Nelson. We're an organisation that supports 16 to 24-year-olds around sort of wellbeing, employability. And we're a little bit of a background. So we funded through Pendle Council as part of the town deal. Our main delivery partners are Positive Action in the Community, the support us with a member of staff, and the Department for Work and Pensions. So we have 3 DWP work coaches that work here, based here in the hub every day with us. So young people that are claiming universal credit, that are in that age bracket 16 to 24. They don't have their say appointments at the job centre anymore. They come straight to Youth Hub and we pick them up and do that wellbeing work with them. So I think for me, it's sort of taking them away from that environment up at the job centre and bringing them into this more relaxed environment down at the hub. It's proved to sort of work really, really well. And, we've got a really good partnership with obviously the DWP and all the other, partners that we actually we link in with. I think the best way to explain the hub is it's a one-stop shop for everything. So, young people can come here and access, they can access housing support, they can access employability support. We've got a wide range of sort of physical activities that young people can engage with. I suppose that the main sort of objective as a project is to engage with young people by getting them physically active, and then start looking at sort of upskilling young people. And that could be supporting them back into education. We've had some tremendous outcomes. Last week we celebrated 3 years being open, and we had all our partners here to celebrate that day with us. We had the mayor that did a little bit of a speech, and a few other people. And I think regarding some of the outcomes that we've achieved over the last 3 years, we've done some really, really good work with young people in Pendle. We've supported over 205 young people back into employment since the project's been open. We've supported over 195 young people back into training or education. And off the back of that, we've young people have got 49 young people that have gained a level 1 qualification, 48 young people that have gained a level 2 qualification, and 8 young people that have gained a level 3 qualification. So, you know, for me, it's proof that the project, it works. We're doing some really good work with young people, and it's a pleasure to be able to sort of deliver this service for young people in Pendle. I've got the weekly activity rota, which I will send over to you, Tracy, and you can send that out to everyone. So yeah, if anybody knows any young people that need to access the service, they can, the sign up process, it's really easy. They can just come down to Hull between 9 and 4 Monday to Friday. There's no referral form. They can just pop in and we can sign them up. We can give them a tour at building, and we can sort of we can offer that support, whatever that may be, whether it's wellbeing, employability. We've just started to do another piece of work with Edgell University as well, where it's a female only program, and I think it's for 18 plus. So young females can come in and they're going to be able to design this outdoor activity program, which is going to run over about 3 or 4 days in sort of September time. It is. I think we've got it planned in for, and that's in partnership with Move to Change, who we've done a lot of outdoor activity work with in the past. So yeah, it'll be a great opportunity for young females to come in, design this outdoor activity program, and then to be able to sort of go and deliver it out in the outdoors when we've got some nice weather, hopefully. I think that's about me. I don't think I've missed anything, but I will send the rota out. I know Lorna does send a lot of stuff out, and Gaynor sends a lot of stuff out for us. So I've got a little bit of a presentation as well. I'll send you that over, Tracy, and you can distribute that as well. So if anybody's got any questions, please ask away.
Thanks, David. Anybody got any questions? There's nobody waving at me, David, so I think you've got off there. I think you've got away with that.
Good.
Yeah, please do send me anything that you've got, or
Yeah.
send more anything that you've got, and we'll get it out there.
Brilliant, thank you.
Thank you, David. Thank you to all our speakers today. So now it's over to everyone else. I'll just give a quick update on BPR CVS. Otherwise, I get told off because I forget to do us. So we've got the Integrated Care Board funding for small groups. That's open now. I've been told to say we haven't got the cash actually in the bank. However, the contract's been signed, so we're going to get it out there with the application form, and the guidance will be available from the end of next week. So if you want to put your expressions of interest in, or email our Heather, I'll put Heather's email address in the chat. If you email our Heather, she'll send you out an application form, the guidance, as soon as it's available. We are recruiting for a recruiter at the moment. The deadline is 5 o'clock today, and that's to do with the UK Shared Prosperity Fund, which mostly covers Burnley. Our Michelle's on here from our Volunteering for Wellbeing Hub. Michelle, do you have anything you want to update on?
When I can unmute myself. So just a couple of updates from the hub. We have a forum. Our next forum is on the 28th of May, 10 AM till 12 at Gano. We are doing a theme of autism, ADHD and additional needs around volunteering, and the agenda and poster should go out later this week. We are having a couple of events throughout Burnley, Pendle and Rossendale in terms of Volunteers Week. All of those posters I'll send through to Lorna to get them distributed as well if you haven't already had them. We are doing a wellbeing and appreciation event for volunteers at Gano Community Centre on the 6th of June. So all volunteers are welcome from all of the areas. So if you've got volunteers, please do let them know. Send them through to us. We've got lots of wellbeing activities going on the day, and some little thank you gifts as well.
Thank you, Michelle. So over to you. I'm just going to run along my screen so if you've nothing to say, it doesn't matter. You're not under any pressure to say anything. Just say, I haven't got anything to say, Tracy, and that'll be it. I'll move on. So Pam and Crowd from Pendle East PCN, you're the first on my screen. Any updates?
I don't think we have we, Kim?
Well reflected. I don't think Kim's listening.
Oh,
I don't think we
yeah,
have.
no, I am. All I say that we've continued to work closely with Dementia Positive Pendle. We're all part of that, and it's about trying to improve things for people with dementia in Pendle. We attended the town hall last week, didn't we, Pam? The Alzheimer's awareness. That were really good. There were lots of different services, and again, that's networking, isn't it, Tracy? And I think some of the little conversations that you have with people is what we'll get when we're face to face. You know, when you ask people if they have any questions, sometimes you don't want to ask in a meeting like this, but you'll ask people face to face, won't you? So we're going to have, what's it going to be called, Pam? A Summer of Love Festival, because we've had the Christmas parties for them. So we'll give you information about that.
It's going to be, yeah.
Summer of Love.
All back to 60s and hippies.
Yeah.
Flower power.
Yeah, so that'll more than likely be at the British Legion again, we think, don't we, Pam? But we'll send information probably at the next networking one. But if it's before, we'll send them details to you.
Thank you. Thanks, Pam. Thanks, Kim. Katie, Christians Against Poverty, you're next.
Hello. So we were going to start it last week, but we're going to start it this Wednesday instead. I've just seen Karen's on here as well, actually, from Pendle Food for All. We're going to be starting life skills. If you've got anyone that you think would benefit from it, just drop me an email with their telephone number and I'll give them a ring and have a chat with them. We've got about 10 people's names down. We'd ideally like to have about 15 because we find that you have a drop-off rate of about a third to a half of people. So ideally we'd like to have about 15 people signed up for it. And I say at the moment we've got 10. So if you've got any that you think would benefit, we're starting this Wednesday at 12 o'clock till 2:30. Just send me their telephone number and name, obviously with their permission, and I'll give them a bell and just have a chat with them about it or text them, whatever's the best way to get in contact with them. And that's going to be at Pendle Food for All. We'll have lunch and then we'll go into like the teaching bit, but it's not scary teaching. It's like looking at budgeting, cooking on a budget, shopping on a budget. How do you not get pulled into overspending when you go shopping, you know, weekly meal planning, writing shopping lists. We've got somebody from New Ground Together coming in to talk about you know, energy efficiency, that side of things as well. Then we will cook together and we'll also look at healthy relationships and just try and encourage each other as well in feeling better about yourself, not just physically healthily, but mentally healthily as well. And that's an 8-week course. Apart from we don't run during half term, because we find people with children struggle then. So yeah, 12 till 2:30. Any questions about it, you can ask me now or drop me an email.
Thanks, Katie. There's nobody waving at me frantically, so I think you've got away with that, Katie. Jill, you're the next one on my screen.
Okay, I've just got a couple of things. First of all, the long-term plan for Nelson. So this was raised at the last meeting. Basically, we're going ahead with the long-term plan for Nelson. This is like an extension for the town deal that we've received for Nelson. So it's basically a 10-year programme. It's 20 million over 10 years. And we're in the process. Well, the board has now been set up. It's Claire Bennett from PAC who's the chair of that board, and it's very much around community engagement, community development. So we've appointed an organisation called EcoSgen who are doing a lot of the engagement work and consultation work, and there's a consultation that's open at the moment for Nelson, just to get people's views and ideas. So if you can just encourage people to take part in that, that would be great. I can send the link to Lorna, and if you could get that out to your contacts, that would be brilliant. I also wanted to flag the Festival of Culture. So this is something that Building Bridges is sort of leads and develop on. But the Festival of Culture this year in Nelson, I believe, is the 29th, Saturday, the 29th of June. So there'll be lots of activities and things happening in Nelson on that day. So it'd be worth going down and seeing what's happening there. And then also just wanted to inform people about the active practices pilot that's happening on the 5th of June. So this is something that Catherine Phillips is involved in, and it's basically around creating active practices pilot. So the Pendle West PCN are holding a health and wellbeing event for all their staff on the 5th of June, and that's going to be at Funderland, which is the leisure box in Byfield. And they want people, they want to promote what they're doing, because as a model, it's a really good model of good practice that they've got happening there for the active practice initiative. So if anyone wants to go down, or if anyone's interested about that event, then just contact Catherine Phillips about that. I think that's about it. Thank you.
Thanks, Jill. Anyone got any questions for Jill? No. Okay. Thanks, Jill. Neil, you're the next one on my screen.
Yeah, I was going to give a little bit of an update about what the fund did in Pendle last year, but I'm conscious I'm not booked a proper slot. It'll take about 5 minutes. Do you want me to leave that till next time?
No, you can do it if you want.
Yeah, go on, let's go wild. Let's go mad. It's only very quick. Well, I can't share the screen anyway, so I'll just summarise it, which is fine. But basically, last year, we the National Lottery Community Fund, of which I'm the local officer for those who don't know, and manage the fund's larger grants in Pendle as well as in neighbouring boroughs in East Lancashire. Last year was an average year, I think, of the total amount we gave away. So in total, we were looking at about £775,000 of grants were made. That's 25 grants. So that's a little bit higher in value than last year, which is about 470k. So it's considerably higher, but spread over a lot more grants at 25 rather than 17. The basic story is, so the average amount is the same, but our failure rate in Pendle was a lot higher this year. So we had 40 applications, whilst we would normally only get like 20 to 30. And 40 unsuccessful ones, and then we normally get 20 to 30 over the past couple of years, so we got a lot more applications than normal. Obviously not sure what all of this means in many ways. We didn't get any of the special million hours ones for young people, and that was the same across all of East Lancashire. But I think the reason that they were unsuccessful, that they were for extra youth work, was because it was just very little money in the northwest for that. With reaching communities, the picture looks healthier than it perhaps is. There was a very large award for about £1/3 million given to Lancashire Mind, but they're supposed to operate across Burnley and Hyndburn as well as Pendle, and that's to tackle mental health issues in the Black and minoritized ethnic communities. So a mixed picture. But this year so far, it looks like we're going to have the opposite problem, in that there's already far too many bids in of quality than we would normally fund. So we'll see how it goes. So I don't think it's a sign of things being too quiet for our bigger programme reaching communities. Other than that, the average size of the award for an Awards for All, our programme that used to be up to 10k but has gone up to 20k, has understandably increased, but the average is now about 13k, and it used to be about 9.5. So it's not shot up that everyone's asking for and getting 20k. And only 17 of the 19 Awards for All we made last year were over 10k. So only 7, of the 19 were over 10k. The big lessons for any of you thinking of applying or talking to groups that want to, the lessons learned from the unsuccessful ones is, number one, be really specific about how you've involved the community in your project. You know, talk about numbers of people you consulted, how it influenced the changes you made to the project, how do you continue to involve people, not just in the project, all the way through from consulting on need to evaluation, but also how you involve them in the organisation too. The second one was, I think, particularly for Pendle, we aren't a crisis funder. We were not a good funder for emergency provision for people experiencing poverty and deprivation, whether that be food, goods, and things like that. Applicants did understand that, generally speaking. But we're a funder for early intervention, preventative work, wraparound support to those activities rather than those activities themselves. And even when customers know that and did, good customers held in good regard, even when they knew that some of the projects they applied were still, that was clearly the main focus of the project, even when they didn't ask us to fund those bits. And I think that's why they might have run into trouble asking us for larger amounts. Which brings me on to the third and final point, I think, about lessons that could be learned. Proportionate requests, organisations, particularly for our bigger programme reaching communities, asking huge proportions of their turnover are much bigger than they normally used to manage. We don't have any strict rules on that, but we just ask people to be kind of realistic, because it just sets off alarm bells that after the funding ends, you'll be stuffed. So it's just those three lessons I'm just kind of putting out there, trying to be a bit more specific about what might be learned in Pendle. Beyond that, upcoming, it looks very much busier than it was last year for reaching communities in Pendle, which could mean that we spend more. It could mean that we disappoint some otherwise good projects. We'll see how that goes. And finally, from about next month, we're going to be going more public about implementing our new strategy. But there, as I keep saying, there won't be any abrupt change in what we fund, and people won't be caught out. But getting later into this financial year, we're going to start focusing on funding things that fulfill our 4 new community missions, which will probably replace our existing priorities. They are very consistent with what we've always funded. There's nothing shocking or new about them. They're just a bit more specific. And those missions are that we want to support communities to 1, come together, 2, be environmentally sustainable, 3, help children and young people thrive, and 4, enable people to live healthier lives. All that is well trailed on our website and stuff. I'm just sort of flagging that later in the year, it is very likely that we'll be changing how we actually give grants out, which we're only tinkering around the edges at the moment with that. And that's just by download. I'm happy to share stats with anyone via email and stuff if they're interested, or if they've got any questions. My email and contact details are in that pack that goes out every month that you mentioned earlier, Tracy. And I'm kind of pretty easy to get hold of usually. Thanks. So just a bit of a whistle-stop tour of what happened last year in Pendle.
Thanks, Neil. Anybody got any questions for Neil? Nope. No. Even you got away with it this time, Neil. You usually have a queue of people.
Oh yeah, which is always a bit worrying, because it was a bit, so maybe I need to do a different sort of way of communicating, or people want to speak to me one-to-one when they're networking after the next month and stuff.
Yeah, great stuff, thank you. So, Selma, anything from Pendle West? Farah, anything from Pendle West that you want to share with us?
Just to say that last week we had our coffee and cake, well, no, it was cake morning, and I think we raised £260 in 2.5 hours for Dementia Positive Pendle.
Excellent.
And it was delicious cake as well.
Well done, I bet it was. We didn't get in it.
It was at your spinners. You should have made the journey, Tracy.
Ah, you see.
I would have given you a good price as well.
Thank you, Sal. Farah, did you have something to add?
No updates from me, sorry.
Okay, no worries. No worries. No need to be sorry. I just don't want to give everybody, I want to give everybody the opportunity to speak. So, Karen, you're my next one on.
Hi, I really just came on to talk, really just to support about the CAP course, the life skills course, and promote that about how, valuable these courses are really. So I was just reinforcing that. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Karen. Karen, you met with our Michelle, didn't you, last week?
I did, and I want some more conversations. Obviously, with that, it was a great meeting. Thank you so much for that opportunity. Thank you.
Fab. Thanks, Karen. Sarah, Active Lancashire.
Hi everyone. So I work with Dave at Active Lancashire, and we're co-funded through Sport England. So just a very quick update. Last week, Sport England relaunched their small grants. It's now being rebranded as a movement fund. So you can apply for grants of up to £15,000. Obviously, it's all about getting people more physically active. They do tend to prioritise groups such as women, who may have more barriers to physical activity, ethnically diverse groups, people with disabilities or long-term health conditions, and people from low socioeconomic groups. What I'll do is I'll post the link to the fund in the chat, and I'll also post it with my email. If anyone's got any ideas around any projects, or if you're thinking about applying but want some support, just drop me an email and I can have a chat. Is that all right?
That's great. Thanks, Sarah.
Sarah, is it worth just saying about Beat the Streets? Is it?
Yeah, can do. Yeah. Aside from Active Lancashire, I also work with Pendle Leisure Trust through another project called Together an Active Future. So same kind of thing. It's all about getting people more physically active within Pendle. I think last year it might have been on a People of Pendle meeting actually. Nicola from PCM West, I was asking if anyone had any ideas around how we could support children and families to become more active. And Nicola said Beat the Streets, which has been delivered in Pendle, in Burnley, sorry, because I think she lives in Burnley and had done it with her family. So off the back of that, I've kind of run with it with the help of the Leisure Trust and the council. And I'm really pleased to say that the service level agreement for that Beat the Street project was signed off, and we're looking at bringing that to Pendle in September. So obviously we'll be setting up a steering group and kind of planning it over the summer, and it will be aimed at children and families. If anyone doesn't know what Beat the Street is, basically it's a game that spans 6 weeks, and they put boxes around the town and you get a card and you walk to the boxes or cycle to the boxes and scan. And the more you scan, the more active you are, the more points you get. And it's a bit of a competition really to get more people moving and out and about and things like that. So probably at the next meeting, I should have a bit more of an update around the steering group and what the plans are, but it's a bit of good news for Pendle in the coming months.
That's really good news. It was really successful in Burnley, I must admit.
Yeah, they've done it twice in Burnley. I think they're kind of planning to do it every other year. So hopefully it's just as successful in Pendle.
Schools really bought into it and got families involved. It were really good. Thank you, Sarah. Hayley.
Good afternoon, everyone. I was really thinking I could do with sharing our new flyer, up-to-date flyer with you guys. We're now open 6 days a week and 3 evenings. I've sent that over to you, Tracy, if that's okay to distribute. But if anybody does want me to send any details over, I'll pop my email in the chat. For those that don't know us, we're a community centre charity based in Colne Town Centre. As main charitable aim is to reduce social isolation and improve on well-being. We try to do this by providing low-cost and free interventions. We could probably host an event if you wanted to do one over this way, a face-to-face. So if you want to link in with that, fantastic. And yet we'll have been running 10 years this November, so we're having a couple of big parties. I am trying to do a kind of a bulk email to people. So we've got a Citadel's Got Talent on the Friday in November, which will be some of our service users coming in and displaying some of the things that they're fantastic at, whether that's singing, drawing, designing, heating up chilies, whatever they want to kind of present to us on that Friday. And then we are having a big fundraiser event on the Saturday as well at Colne Town Hall. So if anybody wants those, I'll put my email in the chat and we can send you all details over of everything we do here, really. Thank you.
I've been getting emails through. I've seen them. They've been popping up in corner. Have you been sending me stuff? We'll get that out. We'll get them out.
I've got little bits of scrap paper all over, and then Jolene was here as well, but she's just gone. So yeah, she's finished for the day. So I'm kind of making notes and sending emails at the same time. Thanks.
Thanks, Hayley. Thank you. Anybody got any questions or anything for Hayley? Or Sarah, come to that. Sorry, Sarah, I didn't ask anybody if they had any questions for you. No. Okay. Daniel from LSCFT.
Nothing from me.
Okay, thank you. Kate, Lancashire County Council.
Hi all. Yeah, there's just one thing. I mentioned, I think I brought along somebody from Age of Inspiration to the last meeting to talk about the event that's coming up for over 50s in Nelson. We've got a venue now. It's going to be St John's Church on Barker House Road in Nelson. And it's going to be on Monday the 10th of June. Arrival at 12, lunch at 12:30, finishing at 3. And it's basically a fun afternoon for over 50s. Particularly what we're aiming for is people who don't get out, who don't know what's going on in the town, or the you know, anywhere in Pendle really. But the idea is it's about partly a way of reducing social isolation. So we've got about 10 places for organisations locally to come and attend and tell the people who arrive about the things that your organisations offer for the over 50s. And we've also got, I mean, the aim is to get about 100 people there. So about 70 participants with, you know, a few other like dignitaries and that kind of thing. And it's just a fun afternoon. There'll be like an afternoon tea. There'll be entertainment, local entertainment. I don't know who they've organised to come along to the Pendle one, but it's basically, it's a CIC based in West Lancs. I'm trying to think where, Skelmersdale. They're called the Sewing Rooms. They've won a number of awards. You might have heard of them. And they try and involve local organisations and local people. So they'll try and, you know, make sure the food comes from local from a local organisation and the like. So I think the poster's already gone out through Lorna, but I can resend it if anyone does anybody want me to get Lorna to resend the poster? I can't see if there's are there any people saying yes?
We can send it out again anyway, Kate, because there'll be people that aren't here that might not have come across it. So yeah.
Sure. Yeah, no worries. Because we need to get as many, I mean, we're wanting to get like 70 people. So if you know any people that you think, oh, they'd be ideal, or you want to come and have a stall, and you want to ideally bring a person or a couple of people who might be ideal people to come to this event. But they use the 5 ways to wellbeing. They make it fun. They give people a really lovely afternoon, and it often people go away very happy and hopefully with a new lease of life. Thank you. That's all.
Thanks, Kate.
Thanks, Tracy.
Thank you. Leanne, Pendle Integrated Therapies.
Nothing from me, thank you.
Thanks, Leanne. Catherine Murphy.
Hi everyone, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Oh, fab. I'm joining from my phone today because I'm out and about, so thank you for that. Just a couple of quick things from Carers Link Lancashire. That's where I'm from. It doesn't pop up on my name. So first of all, we have a bridal fair coming up at our shop in Cone on Saturday. So we've had a lot of local bridal boutiques like Ava Rose, Emma Hartley, places like that. Pendle Yes Hub donated some things as well, so thank you. We have all these items have been donated to our bridal boutique upstairs in our charity shop, and we offer them to the community, to our caring community, whoever likes to pop in for a heavily discounted price, and then the funds obviously go straight back into helping us continue our work. So if you're getting married, if you know someone who's getting married, if you've got a lot of weddings that you might be going to, it's wedding season, we've got guest dresses, all that sort of thing, occasion wear for prom, and you're more than welcome to pop in or signpost anyone that might be struggling or on a cheaper budget, and they are looking for a good quality dress or outfit to make them feel special, then send them our way. So that's on Saturday. It's on our social media pages. Just search for Carers Link Lancashire and it's all on there. And then second of all, we are basically we're still fairly new in Cone. We cover all of East Lancashire, so we do cover Nelson, Burnley, Pendle, Ribble Valley, Rossdale, all of it. Apart from Blackburn with Darwin, and we are looking for donations for our Cone shop. It's only been open about 6 months, so we're still obviously seeking a lot of donations to keep that going. And we're doing a scheme at the minute called Fill a Bag. So we're just asking for one of our branded carrier bags. It's only a normal size carrier bag for life size. We are asking if you want to pop into the shop, or we can come and drop one off for you at your organisation. Take one of those bags, fill it up with some donations. It can be directly from you, your colleagues as well. They can get a separate bag or add to the same one. And then we will come back and collect that bag from you, or you can drop it back off. And that's what we're asking for at the minute, especially in the run up to Carers Week in June. We are offering our carers a discount at the shop. So as many fabulous things that we can have in the shop that they can get discounted and treat themselves to a little something would be amazing. So if yourself or your organisation would like to join the Fill a Bag scheme, then just send me an email. I'm not sure if I'm on the members list because it's normally my colleague that comes to this. So I'll pop it in the chat. But we can reach out to you and sort out getting you a bag if that's something you'd be able to do. Thank you.
Thanks, Catherine. Catherine, if you want to send me details on both of those items, please do, and we can get it out there.
That's great. I'll do that. Thanks, Tracy.
Brill. Thanks, Catherine. So, anybody got any questions or anything you want to say to Catherine? No. Okay, that's fine. Nick and Jill from DWP, last but not least. Is he still there? No? Okay. Just to say as well that anything that's sent out from Lorna or myself or anybody else, please do share it with all of your contacts as well, because that's what this is about. It's about us, we're the representatives and we're sharing it out with all our contacts. I'd rather people get it 10 times than not get it at all, to be honest. You can, there's always a delete button. If you keep getting it over and over, there's always the delete button. So Catherine's just put in the chat her email address if people want to take that down. So next is a Pendle Health and Wellbeing Partnership update. Have you got anything, Jill? Because I'm just conscious of time.
Yeah, the partnership's not met since the last People of Pendle meeting, but there have been a couple of updates I just wanted to inform people of. Firstly, FCMS have been commissioned by the ICB to deliver the NHS enhanced healthcare checks, apparently. And so they're asking of community venues and spaces where they could go and deliver this service. Basically, they've got a van, they've got a mobile unit that can go out into communities to deliver healthcare checks. And it's basically the healthcare checks for 40 to 74-year-olds. So it's targeting the sort of the well population and just doing those preventative healthcare checks. So it's around, blood pressure, BMI. It's just the general health check that that the NHS offer at the moment. So as I say, they're keen to go out into the communities in Pendle. So they just, if anyone's interested in hosting them, if they could just let me know, and we can make sure that they're included in the schedule for Pendle. I think this week they're going to be at Nelson bus station, and that's the only venue that they've got at the moment for Pendle. So yeah.
Is there anybody that people need to contact, Jill?
Well, if they contact me, and then I'll pass it through to them. Yeah, that'd be good. Thank you.
Thank you. Great stuff. If anybody's picking anything up in the community, by the way, any trends or any issues that you're coming across regularly, please do let me or Jill know, because we'll take it to the Health and Wellbeing Partnership. And it's something that, if there's something coming up regularly, it's something that we need to work on, so it can go into the work plan. Katie.
Yeah, just to say that every year CAP does an annual report where, like, a client survey where we speak to clients, not just obviously in this area, but nationally, about their situation. And we've had an update from our CEO to say that it's actually quite hard hitting this time. And that'll be published on Wednesday. So if people are interested, I can send it out. via Lorna to everyone, just because it basically talks about a percentage of people who are maybe missing meals, or where people's debt is, and at the moment it is predominantly priority debts, so debts within rent, council tax, gas, electricity, that side of things. But I can get that sent out to everybody as well.
Yeah, thank you, Katie. That'd be interesting to see, I think. Steve.
Just on the back of what you said, Tracy and Jill, we do a monthly You Told Us report, which summarises what we find from engagement. Do you want me to sign you up for that? And then it's like a snapshot. It's not necessarily East Lancashire specific, but it does give an overview of what we've heard.
Yeah.
Would that be any use to you?
Please, that'd be really good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we represent on the Burnley one and the Rosendale Health and Wellbeing partnerships as well, so it'd be really interesting to see that.
Yeah, it is only a snapshot across the county, but if you want any more specifics, just give us a shout.
Thank you. Thanks, Steve. Neil?
Yeah, sorry, I just forgot to mention I've been asked to promote the government's VCFSE energy efficiency scheme. We've been asked to give it an extra push, so I don't know if that means that there's more money than they thought or not enough applications. I've dropped the link in the chat. It's money to get an assessment for groups of the energy efficiency of their premises, but also then a second round where you could use that assessment to ask the government to pay for it as well. So potential opportunities for some community venues in Pendle with that. That was it. I will now try and lower my hand.
Fab. Thanks, Neil. Thank you. Sorry, Nick and Jill, you had to leave for a minute. Have you got anything you'd like to update? No.
Hi, yes, really sorry about that. I had to dive out the room, so I didn't hear it come through. Just from a job centre perspective, we have got move to UC happening at the moment. So we do have a lot of customers moving over from the old style benefits over to universal credit. It does mean that those customers might need additional support from partners and providers, but we'll promote your services within appointments when we're talking to those customers. So just an update to explain that, you know, it has been fast and frenzied in the job centre as more and more people are moving across from other benefits over to universal credit. Other than that, that's it really. That's our main focus at the moment.
Fab, thank you. Thanks for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. And look at that, right on time, as if by magic. I never think we're going to do it. I always think, oh, we're going to run over, but we do it every single time. Thank you, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure as always, and looking forward to seeing you all in person next time. So thank you. Enjoy the rest of your afternoons. Jill, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, yeah, super. Look forward to it. Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks,
Bye,
Stacey.
everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.